A doorbell camera. 1:47 in the morning. A dark figure moves toward the lens. Then, nothing. The camera goes black. By the time the sun rises, an 84-year-old woman is gone. Her home is quiet. Her medication sits untouched on the counter. And the only thing left behind is her blood. This is not a missing person story. This is something else entirely. January 31st, 2026, Tucson, Arizona. The evening starts completely normal. Nancy Guthrie, mother of NBC's Today Show anchor Savannah Guthrie, has just had dinner with family. Her son-in-law drops her off at home just before 10 p.m. She waves goodbye. She goes inside. That's the last time anyone sees her alive. Now here's what happens over the next few hours, and pay very close attention, because every minute matters. 1:47 a.m. Her Nest doorbell camera goes offline. Not because of a power cut. Not because of a glitch. Someone physically tampers with it, then covers the lens with leaves from a plant sitting near her front door. This was deliberate. 2:12 a.m. A motion sensor inside the home detects movement. But the camera feed? Gone. There's nothing to see. 2:28 a.m. The most chilling detail in this entire case. Nancy has a pacemaker, a small device in her chest that helps keep her heart beating. That pacemaker sends a Bluetooth signal. At exactly 2:28 a.m., the signal disappears, like she walked off the edge of the earth. Morning, February 1st. Nancy misses her weekly virtual church service at a friend's home. She never misses it. Her friends call the family. Something is wrong. By noon, Pima County Sheriff's deputies arrive at the home. They find blood near the front door, enough to tell them this was not an accident. The case immediately stops being a wellness check. It becomes a criminal investigation. Let's talk about the evidence, because some of it is deeply strange. First, the blood. It belongs to Nancy. It's found near the entrance and toward the driveway. But here's what's missing. There is no blood trail leading away from the property. Wherever she was taken, and however it happened, it didn't leave the kind of evidence you'd expect. Second, the glove. About 2 miles from Nancy's home, investigators find a single black glove in a field near a roadside. They test it for DNA. It comes back positive for an unknown male, someone who is not in the national DNA database. Not a match to anyone the police have ever caught before. Third, the backpack. The suspect in the doorbell footage is wearing a 25-liter Ozark Trail hiker pack, a bag sold exclusively at Walmart. Investigators contact Walmart. The company hands over purchase records. Detectives begin reviewing surveillance footage from Walmart stores across the region. Fourth, and this one is strange, the gun. The suspect is carrying a firearm, but it's sitting in the holster in an awkward, unnatural way. A firearms expert who reviewed the footage said this is not how an experienced gun owner would carry. One investigator noted that the holster itself appeared to be the type manufactured in Mexico. And fifth, the recovered footage. Remember how the camera went dark? Investigators thought the footage was gone forever. It wasn't. FBI technicians went into back-end server systems, the servers that Nest cameras automatically upload to, and pulled residual data. They recovered images and video clips of the suspect, masked, gloved, armed, and casing the front of the house. But wait, here's the twist that no one saw coming. One of those images was not taken on the night of January 31st. It was taken earlier, on a different day. Before Nancy disappeared, this person had been to her home before. They watched the house. They studied it. They knew the camera was there, and they planned around it. This was not random. 2 days after Nancy disappears, a TV station in Tucson, KOLD-TV, receives a letter. Then TMZ gets one. Then another local station. By the end of the week, at least 5 ransom notes have been sent to media outlets across the country. The demand? $6 million. In Bitcoin. The notes include details that only someone who was inside that home would know. References to Nancy's Apple Watch, a damaged floodlight, Specific details about the property layout. This is not someone guessing. This is someone who was there. One note reportedly begins with the words, "She is safe but scared." The family goes public. Savannah Guthrie, one of the most recognized faces on American television, releases an emotional video alongside her siblings. She looks directly into the camera and says, "We received your message and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother. We will pay. On February 10th, something happens in the Bitcoin wallet listed in the ransom note, a transaction. The FBI doesn't confirm the amount, but the wallet moves." Drop a comment right now. Do you think the ransom notes are real, or is someone playing games? No arrests have been made, and so the theories begin. Theory 1. A targeted, planned kidnapping by someone local. This is the working theory of law enforcement. The evidence lines up. The suspect surveilled the home in advance, disabled security, brought a weapon, and had a ready-made ransom plan involving cryptocurrency. The sheriff of Pima County, Chris Nanos, has said this may also be connected to revenge for something, meaning the motive could be personal, not just financial. Someone, somewhere, had a reason to go after this particular woman. Theory 2. A cartel-connected operation. Private investigator Bill Garcia, with over 35 years of experience, believes this may involve someone connected to a drug cartel. His reasoning? The Catalina foothills area of Tucson, where Nancy lives, sits along a major corridor, used to move drugs and money. The holster in the footage looks like the type made in Mexico, and the Bitcoin demand mirrors tactics used in organized crime. Former U.S. Marshal Robert Almonte adds that Tucson is described as ground zero for Sinaloa cartel fentanyl trafficking. He doesn't rule out that a cartel could have hired a local person to do this. But here's where it gets complicated. Former FBI agent Jennifer Coffindaffer lists reasons against the cartel theory. She says the home was too far off any trafficking route. The suspect's behavior, covering a camera lens with plant leaves, is not how a trained criminal operates. And cartels in the U.S. don't usually risk this kind of high-profile exposure. A Border Patrol officer told the New York Times simply, "Cartels target people in Mexico. They do not target people in the U.S." Theory 3. She was taken across the border. This theory spreads fast online. TMZ reports that FBI agents contacted Mexican officials. Someone points out that a private jet departed Tucson at 4:45 a.m. on February 1st, about 2 hours after Nancy's pacemaker signal goes dark. Missing persons investigator Steve Fisher raises the possibility that she may have been flown to a coastal city in Mexico. The Attorney General of Sonora, the Mexican state bordering Arizona, says publicly that as of mid-February, he had received no formal request for cooperation from U.S. authorities. No official has confirmed the cross-border theory, but no official has ruled it out either. Theory 4. The surveillance DNA problem. Here's what may be the most unsettling part of this whole case. Investigators have DNA, 2 separate samples, one found mixed with Nancy's at the scene inside her home, and one from the glove found miles away. The glove DNA matches an unknown male. The inside the home sample is described as complicated. It contains genetic material from at least 2 different people. Neither sample matches anyone in the National DNA Database, a system containing the DNA of millions of convicted criminals. Investigators are now turning to forensic genetic genealogy, the same groundbreaking technique that was used to catch the Golden State Killer after decades. It works by searching commercial ancestry databases and building family trees to find distant relatives of the unknown person. It has solved seemingly unsolvable cases, but it takes time. The sheriff's department has warned it could take weeks, months, perhaps even a year. Theory 5. Someone who knew the family. Online there are questions. The cameras were disabled. The suspect knew the layout. The ransom notes contained inside information. Rumors spread that someone close to the family was being investigated. The sheriff shuts this down immediately. He formally clears every member of the Guthrie family. all siblings, all spouses. He calls the suggestions not only wrong, they are cruel. A man living near Nancy's home is briefly detained and then released. 2 people are removed from a residence 2 miles away after a search warrant. A gray Range Rover is seized from a parking lot nearby. All of it goes nowhere. No charges. No names. As of February 25, 2026, Nancy Guthrie has been missing for 25 days. She is 84 years old. She has a pacemaker. She needs daily medication to stay healthy. Every single day that passes matters. The FBI tried something remarkable. They put a portable signal detection device on a helicopter and flew it over the region, attempting to pick up the Bluetooth signal from Nancy's pacemaker to narrow down her location. When this was reported publicly, former President Donald Trump criticized the disclosure, saying it revealed a tactical advantage before it could be used. The Guthrie family has now put up a $1 million private reward. Combined with existing law enforcement rewards, the total sits at over $1.3 million for information leading to Nancy. Hundreds of officers are involved. Over tens of thousands of tips have been received. The case is described as one of the most complex and heavily resourced missing persons investigations in Arizona's history. And still no arrest. No confirmed proof of life. No Nancy. Here is what we know for certain. Nancy Guthrie did not wander off. Someone came to her home in the middle of the night, deliberately, with a plan, and took her. The evidence of premeditation is overwhelming. This was not a mistake. This was a mission. Here's what we don't know. Who did this? Where she is. Whether she is okay. The DNA doesn't match anyone on record. The suspect hasn't been caught. The ransom notes sit in evidence rooms while the family waits. And somewhere out there, a woman in her 80s, someone's mother, someone's grandmother is waiting too. This case is not over. If you made it to the end of this, you need to subscribe right now. And if you think you know something about this case, a detail that doesn't add up, a theory we didn't cover, drop it in the comments below. This community is watching.